good afternoon. Thank you everybody for joining us in this third session of the DigiEcoQuarry project, a seminar on the digitalization of the aggregates industry. Today, our session will be led by Diego Laza, who works for About, and he's going to talk about mobile equipment. So without further ado, please, Diego, the floor is yours.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Diego Laza, project manager here in About, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about what is possible to digitize in terms of mobile fleet activities in the quarry and aggregate sector. I would like first to thank ANEFA for the invitation and also for organizing these conferences. So, I believe that you are already aware of what the DigiEcoQuarry project is, and also in general, what are the activities that are taking place in this project. But I would like to go more in detail about the monitoring sensors and analyzing tools that it is what corresponds to About. Mainly, we are focusing the loading and internal transporting of the quarry. But also we can do rehabilitation, site preparation, storage, and of course, health and safety. But what are all these activities related to? So we are in charge of the monitoring activities, loading, unloading, also performance, also its analytics, and also how the overall perspective of the machinery point of view. We use advanced technologies such as, for example, digital sensors and also digital cameras that are installed in the mobile equipment. I will go further through it during the presentation in order to monitor all the activities. We also use machine learning and also NoSQL databases in order to analyze all the information that are generated by our sensors. All the data is analyzed by the expert system of About. And in addition to that, all the information can be combined and integrated at different platforms and also with different systems in order to create what we say the Quarry 4.0, the digital, the digital twin of the quarry. But why is important the DigiEcoQuarry sector, and why is important to monitor the mobile fleet activities? In mines and quarries, the available data and information is not used for decision making. And as somebody said already in the past, you can optimize what you don't measure, but I would like to add also to report. If you don't measure and report, it's not possible to get to know what is possible to optimize. Mining companies are only using a fraction of the data, so many times the operational information is lost, it does not reach the execution phase, or even more, it does not reach the decision-making steps. Why is it happening? Because the data could be not captured. Mainly, most of the time, we are talking about right now analogic systems. We are talking also about the communication tools that are not really communication tools. They're just not integrated in any system. They actual purpose is just to break. They just work as a data islands. There are no communication in between them. So what's the main idea of this is to gather all the data possible, to concentrate it in one platform, in one system, in order to tackle these performance gaps, to analyze, to report, and also to provide to the relevant person the main KPIs that are needed. In terms of KPIs that we want and that we are currently doing, it is related to the production and mass flow, the site organization, fleet efficiency, idle times and bottlenecks, and the detection also of workers and via an application of a risk map. About wants to analyze every kind of information that is coming from the mobile fleet, and not only capture and structure the data, but also to automatically generate these KPIs in order to visualize all the KPIs. But how and what we offer? As I said before, what we offer is just intelligent services, our sensors, our knowledge for the construction and mining companies in a single point of access. We want to automatize, for example, manual processes. We all know and we are all aware that mainly the production, and the records of the production are taken still by pen and paper. This is a process that can be easily digitized and also can be easily analyzed and reported via digital tool. Also, the real-time information from the quarry, how is it going in the quarry? What is the main operation bottlenecks? How is my operation performing today? How has my operation performed also yesterday? All these things are possible to have in almost real-time information and improve the mining operation. And everything, as I said already before, in a single point, in an expert system that helps the mining operations to go further and to optimize their own operations. But how does it work? In About, we have developed an expert system for teaching and understanding the machine and its environment. We have an intelligent and plug-and-play solution. It can be connected to any device, to any machinery. It does not matter its age or type, without any kind of retrofitting kit. It is easy as just going to the cabin, installing it there, and the system will start to collect the data needed for the performance. In addition to that, we are also able to install a camera to this device in order to analyze more and further beyond what is in the environment, like for example the transport routes, the haulage activities are fine, the potholes. All these things, all these activities can be also analyzed via camera. Our sensor is, to keep it simple, as if you are wearing a smartwatch. It is in the sensor by itself can analyze, transmit, and also identify the different motion patterns, to recognize exactly what is this machine doing at this specific moment, at this specific location, and also transmit this information to the cloud. Everything is self-managed by the intelligent edge unit and does not need any does not need any interferences of the operator. The system works as standalone. Once it is plugged to the electricity, it connects with any human interference. Once the data is transmitted, we proceed with the sensor fusion. We proceed with the image data. We proceed with the artificial intelligence algorithms analysis in order to identify all the KPIs, all the activities that has been taken in the mine. Once we have transmitted all the information and it is already in our software, what we want to is to analyze and visualize all this information. It is really important nowadays to have an easy and fast system that is able to track and trace all the activities and KPIs. In About, what we have developed, it is just a one single access point platform. It means that in addition to the administration of the project, you can also monitor the different KPIs. You can also proceed sharing this information internally in your company. And also, in addition to that, it is also possible to integrate further information, such as, for example, maps or different regions, or simple the simplicity of an image. The software is the central element of all the services of About. That means that through the platform, it is also possible to track and trace all the fleet performances. Regarding our expertise and the decision making, we are mining engineers. We are working in the quarry sector as well. We are really visual persons. All the information could be plotted in a map in near real time. It means that, for example, the transport cycles, it is really easy and possible to integrate information regarding the loading, the unloading, its place, its duration. Also, for example, which transport routes has been taken, and also, for example, what are the placing of the idle. So where are my machines idling? Where are my bottlenecks? In addition, because we know that the mines changes every time, we are also able to integrate different kind of maps. We are able to integrate, for example, satellites or drone images and also a more important survey and also shaded and control lines. It is really important to have this kind of information because you can track and trace everything visually. So you can really identify what are your loading points, you can identify what are your main haulage route, and also in addition to that, you can also put everything on top with a map that can represent you the reality. In addition, there are also some added values layers, let's say, or information that can be also integrated, like for example, the loading performance, the location, also of the duration of this loading. What are my combined activities of the fleet? What is the interaction between my different machinery? Is it, for example, better to load with one type of machinery, truck number one, or it is better that it goes to the loader number two? All this kind of information can also be added in a map information. And last but not least is the standstills and bottlenecks. Nowadays, with the price of energy, it's really important to tackle these kind of inefficiencies. In order to reduce the bottlenecks, what we are doing also here with in the company is try to identify the main bottlenecks and tackle them by reducing them, and also to try to implement a different mine organization. Like for example, the idle times, if they are occurring always in one route, to try to identify this route and where are they happening, and also, for example, identify queuing. That is really important. For example, when we think about the unload at the crusher, that could be also one of the examples. One of the examples that we have from the DigiEcoQuarry that I want also to show is the overview of the digital tools that are already in place at this quarry. We have right now the real-time position and also the machinery status. So where are the machines driving? Where are they working? And also if they're really working, if the machine is off as well. Also, we are analyzing and integrating all the mass flows, so all the extraction, where it does from where do I extract my material and where does it goes. And also, in addition to that, all the KPIs regarding the loading activity. Sorry, the loading activities of the different machinery, like for example, the hydraulic excavators of the wheel loaders. In addition to that, something that we will start to do as well, not here in Cemex, but in another quarry, is the operational logistics, the entrance and exits of my external fleet. And in addition to that, because I said it already before, it's really important to integrate the latest visual information. We are also able to integrate in our platform 360 degrees imagery that gives you the overview of what are the layout and also the working environment inside of the different locations in the quarry. Plus the drone and the surveying. Regarding also the visual information, we all know and we are all aware that regarding the mine layout, there are several different locations and several different activities that are going to take place in these locations. So it's really important the creation of the different working areas or geofences at these specific areas. Each geofence can be created in terms of, for example, providing its own naming, regarding its own extension, and also regarding their for example, their activation time, since when to when do I want to analyze it. And why is this important? Because for each one of the geofences that are going to be created, it is possible also to start to sort out every kind of information. For example, if I am interested also, for example, just to analyze one of the blasting fields, I can also create one area and analyze exactly what is happening in this blasting field. Like, for example, total transported tonnage, or for example, the average loading times. In addition to that, it can also be used together with the real-time positioning for getting to know if my machinery are going, for example, to forbidden areas. That is also possible because the system can also analyze the location of the machine in the different geofences that has been created. All the system can be managed by the user, can be created by the user, and also modified by it. It's really easy and simple. So every time that the mines evolve, the geofences can evolve also together with the mine. Regarding, for example, the real-time positioning and the machinery status, this enables continuous tracking of the machine activities. It's perfect for getting to know where are my machines located, what are they doing, and where are they working. It is possible to get the real-time display position of the machinery, and this location is updated every second. Regarding the machinery status, for example, it is possible to get to know if the machine would be active or inactive, and also if the sensor or the machinery needs to be checked. This could be because, for example, the cabin was clean or the machine has been for a really long time at the workshop. It is also possible to check the total time that the machine has been online, and also the quality of the signal. This is really important, as I mentioned already before, for example, in combination with the geofences, restricted areas, how are my fleet performing, or have they reached already some specific point? If I'm thinking about external fleet, for example, it is also possible to get to know where are the different machinery involved, and also to try to understand what are the possible implications of the location of the machine. Regarding now, for example, the mass flow and the efficiency, we are also able to automatize all the processes regarding the mobile fleet. We are now also able to monitor the entire fleet and its KPIs, and more important, to identify the weak points. The information regarding the fleet performance, when we think about, for example, the mass balance, we can start to get to know it regarding, for example, by its location, machines and time intervals. When we are thinking about it, for example, before the first break, if I, for example, reach my goal until that point, or if I'm gonna reach this goal, for example, at the end of the day. All these productivity indicators can also be included in the platform, and they are possible to be reported also by the duration of the transport cycles, also the idle times of each one of the machine, and also which are the routes that are being taken. It is possible as well to filter all this information by machinery, by location, in order to get the KPI of interest. But regarding also, for example, the efficiency of the fleet, what are the typical questions that are also possible to be answered? So, for example, is my fleet producing according to plan, or where and when am I loading, unloading? Well, for example, for answering these questions, now we have the map on which we can integrate the different loading positions, for example, and its metric, like, for example, duration of the loading or machinery involved. Also, the tonnage per hour of the day, or, for example, the tonnage per day as well, in order to understand if my daily goals or my weekly goals are fulfilled. Also, for example, if there are also some any deviation regarding to plan, regarding, for example, the production, or regarding, for example, the productivity, it is also possible and really easy to track and trace this kind of deviation. Also, in addition to that, the idle times provides also really good indicators regarding if the whole fleet is working according to plan. In about what we do is we identify, for example, the loading time, the driving time, but the driving time we split it in two: loaded and unloaded. The idle time as well, we split it in two in the cycle time, regarding if the machine, if the track in this case is loaded or not, and also the unloaded time. So it is possible to have the whole overview of what is my fleet doing. And in addition to that, all the idle times can also be included in the map application. So it is also possible to get to know where and for how long are each machine's idling. So at the end of the day, it is possible to have a whole reporting system that can be integrated at any other platform. Like, for example, when we are thinking in DigiEcoQuarry, it is the data lake, but it can be also any other system, like, for example, any ERP like SAP or Oracle, for example. All this data can also be integrated directly at that level, and all the reportings can also be generated according to this ERP. So the system offers enough flexibility to analyze and to visualize all the information, plus the capacity of being reported here in the platform or at any other reporting system. Last but not least, we have the operational logistics, really important when we think about the external fleet and also what are the logistic processes that are happening in the quarry. This is one of the activities that we are also gonna implement in the next month. We are gonna start to install a fixed camera at the, for example, at the entrance or exit of the quarry operation, in order to detect which type of vehicle is entering. For example, when we are thinking in this example from here in the track, we can get to know, for example, the time of detection, so the dates when and where the entry of exit. So if the track is heading out or into the mine, the vehicle type, if it is the two axle track, 3-axle, or if it is concrete car, a concrete truck, or a car, or if it is any other type of vehicle. Also the loading status, license plate number, and what is in the surface of this of the dump body of the truck. This information is really important, for example, when you want to monitor stockpiles on one side or the type of material that is entering one specific area. Our intention is to recognize the track, also the material on top, and report this information to the interested people inside of the mine. Now, after this short presentation, what I would do now is to show you how this system works. So through a practical exercise, we will analyze the production mass flow and also the most frequent transport routes. In addition, we will see also some of the indicators of the mobile fleet. Gonna share again my.
We can see your screen now.
Perfect. Many thanks, Lorena. So what we are watching here is the landing page of the system. I already logged in by myself, and in order to have the windows open. So it is here also possible to create new sites. So for example, when we are thinking about, for example, a group, it is also possible to integrate more than one site. This also helps with all the KPI and all the reporting. It make it really easy because everything is integrated at one platform. When we click in the mine of interest, or the first thing that we can watch here, for example, it is the landing page of the site. So what we have here, we are able to see, for example, the mine, the quarry in this case, and also with all the fleet. What are the different things that we can also integrate, like, for example, our drone images. So we are able also to see the real layout of the mine, plus all its regions. So the regions is really important, as I mentioned before, because it is the first filtering, and it's also the first thing that that gives you the information regarding also where is the extracting taking place. Regarding this, now you can also like modify them. It's really easy to see and to change them. And this offers the possibility also of creating a new one, as I mentioned already before in the presentation. But most important thing, it is what we say, the toolbox. In the toolbox, we we can find the reports regarding the mass flow on one side and also all the other KPIs that has been reported so far. Regarding the mass flow, for example, we have several different filters in here. The system, I would like to say that it works like a pivot table. So we are all aware of how a pivot table works in Excel. So we follow exactly the same way in order to make the system really easy to understand. We have the possibility, for example, to filter by location. And by location could be all, could be just the loading locations or just a combine, or by machinery. And by machinery, we mean the loading and the transport machines. And also you have the possibility to get the KPIs regarding the mass flow according to the time that you are interested on. So we have some easy filters here that could be last year, month, week, or yesterday, or even today. And you have also the possibility to jump to any other time of interest, and then actually you will get all the KPIs related to this site. When we are thinking, for example, about the total combine, what we are thinking it's like the starting of the loading. So when is the loading exactly taking place? Which machines are involved? The unload location, and also the tonnage that has been transported for each route. All this information can be displayed also here, but can be also downloaded for any kind of internal reporting or for any further process of any further integration process. The same information can be also, for example, sorted by one machinery. When we are thinking just about this kind of filter, it could be done just for one machine type, because I'm just interested, for example, in this machinery for its own KPIs, for its own loading, and then all the other filters are still active, remains in place, just by sorting this kind of information. This work also exactly the same, for example, for this track. So you are also able to see what are the different metrics of your fleet regarding the mass flow. Further types of analysis that we can think about, as I already mentioned before, is analytics. When we click in analytics, we have everything related to the machine performance and also the production indicators. We are able to see, for example, the production. We are able to see the fleet. We have also our map application on which each kind of layer provides different kind of information. Like, for example, this one are the loading points. So it is possible to provide the start of the loading, also the machines that has been involved, the duration of the loading, and from where to where does it goes. Also the same, for example, for the KPI and for the idle times. These KPIs are also able to be included in the map, as I mentioned during my presentation, and can be also easily visualized in the map application of the system. When we are thinking about different kind of KPIs, average transport per day and also per hour of the day, cycle times divided by loading time, driving loaded, idle loaded, unloading time, driving unloaded, and idle unloaded, and also the average loading time for each one of the machinery. So it is really easy and fast to get to know what are the main KPIs. In addition to that, as I mentioned before already, we will go through the general and also the transport routes. So because the information that it is collected here can be easily and it is accessible from the moment that the sensor has been installed, meaning that all the information is saved and also can be consulted at any moment from any kind of device. This eases the analysis and the report, and also it eases as well the implementation of the visualizations. So it is really fast and comprehensive, for example, to get to know which are the main KPIs of interest. For example, when we are thinking about average distance regarding the transport routes, it is also possible to build up this kind of metrics in order to provide the main KPIs of these routes. And in addition to that, Afterwards, it is also possible to give it a monetary value. So because as we already know, each one of the routes, they have a monetary value. They have a cost in it. And for that, it is also possible to really have the metrics according to each one of the activities that are happening in the mine. It's not anymore that you, for example, may need 2.5 tracks for this route and 3.7 for the other one. No, that is not happening anymore. Those are just theoretical calculations. Now we are talking about a digital tool that offers you the possibility to track and trace, and also to provide you with the insight of how to optimize your mining operation. The same, for example, when we are talking about the speed, because it's not exactly the same that for one route it can go faster than the other one. We all know that not all the routes are the same. We also know that many of the routes, they have also, for example, a speed limit, or you have a general speed limit in the mine. So it is also possible to see how these values differs. Or, for example, the average duration per 100 ton of material. Those are easy KPIs to report that has, at the end of the day, a huge impact in the PL, and at the end of the day, the cost balance as well. Also, in addition to that, which are the routes that are mainly taken during this period of time, and also, for example, its its duration regarding the total cycle. So I would like to finish now with the presentation once again. Regarding the system and its applicability, it's also possible to integrate it at any type of quarry and also at any type of location. Regarding for example, the different type of, or the different sizes of the quarry that can be considered, any kind of quarry could be considered for being digitized. Any kind of activity could be digitized in order to be optimized and also to be improved. So there is no limit regarding a monitoring system and a monitoring tool. Only the potential savings are the main, and not constrained. On the other hand, are the main opportunity to be tackled. So I would like to thank you for your attention.